Hi, I'm Donna. Welcome back to my channel. My channel named Donna the Explorer, for we should be exploring different places and trying new activities. Basically learning new things along the way. And I apologize for being inactive for a few months, as this time of pandemic, it limits our allowed activities and even forbid us to travel internationally without going through the hassle of quarantine. But today I'm so pumped up because finally after a few months we can explore again domestically though. So we are still in Japan. So this is our ride for the week. We rented this from the airport basically. So this is our first time to be in a small car, but it's very spacious inside. Oh, look, it's very spacious, very clean, and this is 668 horsepower.
68 horsepower.
68 horsepower. Okay, I'm exaggerating there. So we are here in Okinawa. We landed at 9 and we managed to get a car at 10. And the first order of the day, drink. This is my husband's. We've got this pineapple drink and we're waiting for the buffet restaurant to open. First up is buffet! So this is what I got. You only have that. After the buffet, we head on directly here in the Imperial Japanese Navy former headquarters, which is perched on top of the hill here in Naha. And after this, we're heading to Himeyuri Memorial Towers. We are on top of the hill in Naha and you're overlooking at the modern Naha now, and this is the hill where underground is the man-made tunnel which was the headquarters of the Japanese Imperial Navy during the World War II. When you hear of Okinawa, what comes first into your mind? Is it beautiful beaches or the World War II? We are here on top of the hill, perched on top of the hill in the middle of Naha City, Okinawa. There are two places we are going to visit here, which is the headquarters of the Japanese Imperial Navy during World War II and the memorial of the Himeyuri girls who served the Imperial Navy during World War II. These are the explosives they used during World War II. This is on the way to the tunnel, the Japanese Navy tunnel during World War II. We are now inside the man-made tunnel of the Japanese Imperial Navy during World War II, and as you can see, it is like a maze, and we are heading here in the operations room. This is the operation room. It's not really that big, but if you're familiar with the World War II documentaries or this photo here, this is actually Admiral Ota and his captain of the Imperial Japanese Navy planning up for the action of the war. So this is the room, and we are heading down there. Sorry. So it's just a maze that's just going out back there. This must be another. Oh my gosh, this is so chilling here. It is said that the wall riddled with a hand grenade when committed suicide. So I'll tell you a story about this one here. Can you see all this spot here? These are the scars of the hand grenade being committed here in this room. Because during the war, the order for the Japanese Imperial Navy or all the armed forces of Japan that if they are losing the war, they should just commit suicide rather than be captured by the enemy. So as you can see here, so some of the Japanese forces committed suicide here. This is the code room. Along the corridor here, there is one compartment, just tiny bit here. It's the medical room. This must be 10 feet. My hand is here, and I can even reach it. It's a 10 feet, right? Or no? 9 feet. It's not really
Different heights.
It's not really a tunnel where you crawl. There's a compartment here, maybe a bed. I'm not sure, but quite comfortable to walk. You're not really bowing your head. Electric wire installed at the time. Ah, so there is an electric. Pretty officer's room. What does it mean, pretty officers? Petty officer's room. And in one here. This must be like 4 feet or 3 feet. 4 feet from the mouth, and then it goes right and until deep like that. You cannot see, and it is not allowed to go there. It's closed, and also there is no description if what is this. We are 20 meters underground this man-made tunnel, and this plant just grew because there's water coming in, vegetation growing. This area here is around 5 feet. That's why it's very cold. It's not allowed to go there. area here is commanding officer's room, which means this is Admiral Ota's room. He is the highest ranking Imperial Japanese Navy that is in charge here in Okinawa during World War II. And it is said that this is where he composed his last message to Tokyo, saying that this is how Okinawan fought, which is actually in contrary with the American side of the story. Now the history is up to you to believe. You either believe the Japanese side of the story or the American side of the story. So the Japanese side of the story is that they were saying that they cannot protect the Okinawan people already. But the American side of the story, they were saying that when they came here in the tunnel, they were shouting on for any civilian to come out, and there was nothing because the civilians, which were the Ryukyuan people, or the girls who actually were asked to be the nursing unit, which is around 14 to 16 years old, to be the nursing unit of the Japanese Imperial Navy here, and they were asked not to talk. So according to American account, they just put the bomb all over here in the tunnel, thereby so many civilian losses. But of course, on the side of the Japanese story, they couldn't protect them. We've just finished exploring the man-made underground tunnel by the Japanese Imperial Navy during the World War II. So I thought of they would inform us where is General Ota, which is the highest ranking General Navy, committed suicide together with his 4,000 men. But it was not, there was no information. And I also thought there was an information about the Himeyuri girls, which is the second story on this vlog, that those group of girls, there's 222 of them plus 18 teachers, were actually conscripted to be the nursing unit of the Japanese Imperial Navy, and they were known to be underground, also the tunnel serving the wounded and the dead, but there was no information at all. So now we're heading into the Himeyuri Girls Memorial. This is our third stop for today on our first day here in Okinawa. This is the Himeyuri Memorial Tower for the student who actually served during World War II. So this is just a random place donated by their fellow alumni, and there is a museum that you can learn the history of these Himeyuri girls. It is a must to see if you are here in Okinawa. I would have thought this Himeyuri Memorial Tower is just within the Japanese Imperial Navy's underground bunker or the man-made cave just now, but it was not. It is 14 kilometers away from there. So this is where the memorials for the 222 schoolgirls who were conscripted to actually serve the Imperial Japanese Navy during World War II. And according to the American version of the story, these 222 Himeyuri girls were actually being brainwashed by the Japanese that if you're being caught alive by the Americans, you will be raped or you will be eaten. So therefore, when the Japanese were losing the war, most of the girls committed suicide together. And it is said that there's actually 6 who survived the war, and by the 1990s there are 3 who were alive to say their real story. And let's go inside if there's any more information that we can see. here in Himeyuri Museum in Okinawa. These are the last photo known of the girls who served into the Japanese Imperial Navy who were conscripted during the war. So we're going to see their story inside the museum. So this is actually just a random place where an alumni of Himeyuri donated to put a memorial to their fellow Himeyuri student who lost their lives during World War II. There are said to be 222 students and 18 teachers who were conscripted to join the war. And I really thought upon reading online, and of course it is the account of those who are victors, the American forces, that is published, that I thought the memorial and the Japanese Imperial Navy underground bunker is the same. It is actually not. It is far. It is 14 kilometers away. And also on the museum here, it was not specifically stated if the Habiro cave where the girls served the wounded soldier and the Japanese Imperial Navy's cave is the same. So it is quite a blur there, we don't know. But I'm ending the vlog saying that there are always two sides of the story. So it is good to read, and it is also good to come and visit the place where the story came from, because if you go to the museum, you can see the real account of the survivor. Remember, in war, the victor's story will prevail. So for us, we just have to know the two sides of the story. And for me, now to judge which one is the real story, and also for you to judge which one is the real story. Because according to the Americans, these girls were conscripted, forced by the Imperial Japanese Navy to serve, and then they were just left out to die basically when the war is coming to an end. But actually, I think that's partly true, because on the museum here, towards the end of the war, they were just released, said that you are on your own because the Japanese are losing the war already. Now, it is not for me to say which side is the right and the wrong. I am just quite interested on the history, because as I said, there's always two sides of the story. So I hope you like the video, and leave me a comment below if you know another side of the story, so we can share more information. And I hope you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel until our next exploration. Bye!